The closing ceremonies of the Olympics every 4 years or so are usually magical, and it is a triumph of the human spirit celebrated in dance and revelry. Tonight, we'll be wrapping up summer struggle in Sapporo with just Chris and I, sending you off with a fond farewell. But nevertheless, we will have tons of perhaps gold medal making performances throughout the night, and we're looking forward to bringing that to you, live English commentary here on njpwworld.com. Chris, I know that the anticipation is building for our tag team title main event, but we've got a tremendous undercard, and I think there's going to be some real fireworks that break out here. Are you ready to go? You got the sunscreen on. I don't want you to, it's very hot, a lot of sun. It's summertime, you got to be careful.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking after myself, but remote working does mean I'm sort of holed inside.
Oh yeah, we will be. That's right. We will be inside, but nevertheless, we'll be prepared. Opening bout features Sho Uemura versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru El Desperado. Of course, I think a lot of what happens in this depends on what happens in our main event in night one. What kind of physical shape will Desperado be in? What kind of emotional state will he be in? And that will take us down the road, shall we say, on the path for our opener. But the second bout, mega coaches. It's going to be great to see Rocky Romero and Ryusuke Taguchi team up with Tomohiro Ishii against Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori, who could be the new junior heavyweight champion, and Kenta. So I'm hard pressed to give Rocky an opportunity here, but I don't know. It all depends on Ishimori, what happens on night one. I'm a Rocky rooter, no doubt about it. I'm pulling for my man here, but he could be opposite side the new junior heavyweight champion. I would love it.
Could be opposite the new junior heavyweight singles champion. They will be opposite the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. So I think whatever happens, there's a lot of fireworks to go off there. And of course, the ongoing issue, it's going to be not Kenta, but Evil, right? Opposite Ishii.
I'm sorry.
So I think then we spoke yesterday about the ongoing fireworks between those two. So this is, what I predict here is I have a sneaky feeling Ishii and Evil are going to be doing most of their fighting on the outside and leaving it to Mega Coaches and Phantasmo and Ishimori to take care of what's happening in the ring.
I'll tell you what, if Big Match Taguchi shows up, the champs could be in some trouble here. We'll find out what happens. And yes, Ishii and Evil, can't wait to see that, because Kenta is in the next match, teaming with Yujiro Takahashi of Bullet Club against Tanahashi and Yota Tsuji. Is this the Young Lion farewell? Do we know? Can we assume? What's the story? Because, man, oh man, if his bags aren't packed, they're going to be soon. I've got a feeling.
Yeah, there's all sorts of rumor and scuttlebutt around the place, but I mean, it seems like we've been saying that for the last several weeks, that Tsuji and Uemura are pretty much ready. And here you've got Tsuji, of course, teaming with his mentor Tanahashi, and that's a great sort of experience for him. Uemura, to go back to him in the first match of the night, opposite three of the top flight junior heavyweights in the game a year. I think that's a tremendous learning experience for him as well. So I think right now we're really in the finishing school, and these guys sort of offering up their pre-graduation thesis to the world here at Summer Struggle.
We're not turning the tassel yet, but perhaps very, very soon. And obviously, I know it will mean a lot to Tsuji and to Tanahashi as well, to be able to team together at least one more time before whatever happens next. But they will certainly have their hands full against Bullet Club. You'll see Yo teaming with Kazuchika Okada against the Great Okan and Jeff Cobb. So another opportunity for the United Empire to get some shots across the bow with the Rainmaker. We'll see how Yo can make a difference. The results of night one, I think, will predicate kind of like what we see on night two and what goals each would come into with. But we're anticipating a tremendous match. Was there anybody... And I say this because we'll talk about Shingo in our next match. Shingo, to me, had the best first half of a calendar year that anybody's ever had in New Japan. Jeff Cobb practically right behind him. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, Jeff Cobb had sort of almost everything lined up, except for the results at the end of the day, and here you've got, it's interesting to see Okada and Cobb opposite one another coming off the events of Osaka Joe Hall, right? Where Jeff Cobb was so motivated to get past Kota Ibushi and did everything right, but ate that Kamigoya at the end of the night. Kazuchika Okada, feeling a lot of people saying that as much as Shingo Takagi won the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Kazuchika Okada lost the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So I think there's that. How do both of those men sort of recover, move forward? Do they seek new targets? Is this a case of Cobb targeting Okada in this match? Is this a case of Okada targeting Jeff Cobb or Great Okan? Or is this a case of, Okada has expressed interest in the tag team division in the past, and Okan and Jeff Cobb are a fantastic combination in their own right? Is this a case where the winner of that main event perhaps has eyes on what happens, later on in the night against with Dangerous Tekkers against Naito and Sanada?
It'll be all very interesting, no doubt about it. Of course, Summer Struggle in Sapporo are the first two big events of a monstrous July, because on the 25th, we go back to Tokyo Dome. We'll be live with English commentary once again for Wrestle Grand Slam, the rescheduled date from May, and the main event. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. The main event will be Kota Ibushi challenging Shingo Takagi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. We get a preview of that in our semifinal. Ibushi teams with Master Wato against Shingo Takagi and Bushi. I don't care who they're teaming with. I'm going to be singularly focused on Ibushi and Shingo. I can't wait for July 25th, Chris. I'm going crazy.
Yeah, neither can Ibushi or Shingo. They're going to go a million miles a minute right out of the gate. They've had, again, this sort of mutual respect between them and a mutual understanding that they will tear each other apart, not just at the Tokyo Dome, but in every single match leading up to that point. I think there are still those wrinkles with Master Wato and Bushi, who have a mutual distaste for one another. And I think that's an interesting element to that match. But I think all the eyes will be on Ibushi and Shingo.
It's a guarantee that Bushi is going to smash Master Wato as hard as he possibly can in the face. Nobody brings out the fight in Bushi like Master Wato. It's amazing. That's our semifinal. And our main event, of course, another tag team encounter, but not just any. It's for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. Dangerous Tekkers defeated the 7-time Gorillas of Destiny. What a great championship pair GOD is. Dangerous Tekkers beat them to become the champions, and their first defense will be against an all-star team of Tetsuya Naito and Sanada. You've got the established team of Dangerous Tekkers coming in as the champion. You've got the all-star team of Sanada and Naito, certainly not with the Miles as a traditional 2-on-2 tag team, but all the multi-man success. Do they have what it takes to become the new tag team champions, Chris?
Yeah, I think Dangerous Tekkers and specifically Taiji has sort of been critical of Tetsuya Naito's approach to the tag team division, in terms of why do you think you can sort of decide that you can be a number one contender so easily? But I mean, bear in mind, Naito has always been a fantastic tag team wrestler. He and Yujiro Takahashi way back in the day, No Limit, they were the first team, one of only two teams with the Young Bucks to be the IWGP Junior Heavyweight and the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. And just like you said, yes, Naito has been focused on singles competition, but whenever you have any LIJ combination, be it in 6-man, 8-man, or 4-man setting, then it's very, very hard to compete with LIJ, simply because their sort of non-verbal communication is just so effective. So I do think that they're an incredible threat to any tag team, and specifically to Dangerous Tekkers. And I think that's a really interesting setup. And of course, Sanada has had Zack Sabre Jr.'s number over the years. Naito and Taichi have had a lot of battles over the years as well. So I think this is a really, really interesting matchup with so many interesting little connections going on here and little narratives.
All right, we have just a few seconds left. You're familiar with the term prop bet?
Right.
Prop bet, different things besides the score. We're not just going to pick the winner. We're going to have a prop bet here. will Zack Sabre Jr. start the match with Tetsuya Naito? Because Naito is going to say, Zack, yes. Zack, yes. Will he start with him? That's our prop bet.
Right.
I say yes. I think he will.
I think Sonata's going to start. I
Okay.
think it's going to be one of those things where Naito wants somebody to get in, and then he'll just tag right out.
And the other prop bet, Miho Abe, will we see her?
Oh, I don't know.
She was there for when they won the titles.
Exactly. I think that will be. I tell you what, if Miho Abe is there, then I'm going with the champions. I think there's that, just she never gets involved, but the moral support for Taiji, it certainly makes for a different individual in Taiji.
She's usually running around cleaning up Taiji messes, saying I'm sorry 1,000 times. She's lovely. Third prop bet, the third and final prop bet, will Taiji have some devious tricks up his sleeve? Because it is Sapporo and he's done it before. Will he have something special in mind for Tetsuya Naito?
Yeah, I think that's a guarantee. It's just a question of what, of course. Those Iron Fingers have been consigned to the history books. So you're not going to get a repeat of G1 Climax 29 when he used those fingers to beat Naito in Sapporo. But you think back to the day where they were facing each other in New Beginning a couple of years ago, and that big layout, and of course he's got putting his hands into the situation. Or you think to just last year when we were together in Sapporo, and Taiji laying out Kazuchika Okada before their singles match the next night. So really, Taiji is hell bent on making history in his own little way. I think tonight.
We will see how history writes itself in our main event. Will the champions retain? Will we have an LIJ All-Star team as the new heavyweight tag team champions? We'll all find out together, because Chris and I will be part of the English commentary team that will bring you all the coverage live right here on njpwworld.com, and we invite you to join us. Bell-to-bell coverage. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Summer struggle in Sapporo. For Chris Charlton, I'm Kevin Kelly. We'll see you at ringside just a little while.